Abandoned Abuja estates to corrupt civil servants. Daily Independent. Tinubu draws applause for offering retirees free healthcare. Orders PENCOM, PTAD to implement 20% pension increase. Asks PENCOM to resolve long-standing police pension issue. The Guardian newspaper. First Lady's humanitarian donations hit 12.9 billion naira in 2 years. And the Punch newspaper. Foreign investors sell off 576 billion naira Nigerian stocks in 6 months. The Daily Times. Insurgency, 24,000 still missing in the Northeast, ICRC. Nigerian News Direct, no coronations in ADC, 2027 ticket and open fight. That's according to Vice President, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. And the rider reads, as coalition fumes over food crisis, worsening insecurity. Daily Trust, Taraba, 8 months without deputy governor. Imagine how that will be. Blueprint newspaper. Police can't question Anambra AG's or acting general's AG's power to discontinue criminal matter. That's Attorney General, I should say. That's according to NBA. It says DPP's detention an affront to Constitution. Leadership newspaper. Jonathan chickened out of reforming PDP. That's new book. This Nigeria, Black Wednesday in Ghana. 2 ministers, 6 others die in helicopter crash. President Mahama calls it national tragedy. Grief all over. And the Sport Alive. Besiktas pays 9.5 million euros for Ndidi. Eagles star set for medical today. Today I'll be doing this with my colleagues, Etoma and Veronica. Let's see what the papers are really focusing on this morning, starting off with the Nation newspaper, which has the same theme with that of the Platform Times. It was talking about money laundering. EFCC launches probe into real estate. Agency secures interim forfeiture of 15 estates. That's preliminary. And that of Platform Times saying that accountant bags 15-year jail term over fraud in, is this Oyo? Yeah, this should be Oyo. So EFCC traces 1.2 billion naira health fund fraud, abandoned Abuja estate to corrupt civil servants. And the question would be, are they just waking up to that? Everyone knows, it's just like the common knowledge that most people who steal from public funds using unnecessary bureaucratic red tapeism, stealing money, ensuring that you don't get things done in civil servant, which former President Olusegun Obasanjo will refer to as evil servants. But that's not really good enough. But some people there are quite evil. But this is just a way to go, you think?
Yes, I think it's a very right step in the right direction as far as I am concerned. You see, these civil servants, when you check the value of their estates, and compare it to what they earn, even with lages and all that, it's just not commiserate. And then you now see that there are serious frauds going on. Some of them try as much as possible to build these estates over like 3 or 4 layers of proxies, But at the end of the day, it still goes down to them because you just follow the money. That's what EFCC is doing, follow the money. And if things like this are encouraged, we might just start seeing accountability in the civil service. When Obasanjo called them the evil servants, we all laughed. But when you want to think the way he was thinking at that time, you will say, okay, this guy has a point. Yeah. You wonder how a civil servant can have a housing estate worth billions of naira. So I will encourage EFCC to go ahead.
We also know that of one former accountant general, I guess, stealing up to the tune of, is it 90-something billion naira, and then you wonder, where did you get his money from? He's even a grandfather. What do you want to use this money for?
For his generations unborn. Because he mentioned he's a grandfather, so I'm wondering the other generations that will come and outlive him, so he's securing their future. It's unfortunate, although we are laughing about it, but how about those who actually these monies are meant for? How do they also secure their own future? When we continue to see persons still the nation blind. It's sad. We have often talked about the civil service and how it is that the matters of corruption has seemingly been entrenched in that area, and how it's important that government looks in there and do the needful. I am glad that the EFCC decided to take that bold step, but will they be able to achieve the results? Would we be seeing arrests being made? Will we be seeing persons sent to jail as a result of all of these activities of corruption? It's important that we ensure accountability when we talk about all of these things. It's not enough to just make headlines with these stories. It's important that we hold people to account, because these are the monies that were meant for Nigerians, yet a few have decided to cop it for themselves and their generations unborn. It's sad.
So the money is meant for Nigerians. We are Nigerians.
I think the only person that has not stolen money is Odius Okalu, saying that every billionaire in Nigeria, it says something like every billionaire in Nigeria today stole government money except him.
Okay.
And if you want to ask that question and you're saying that. All right, let's move on to the Daily Independent. I think the president is doing something quite laudable here. Tinubu draws applause for offering retirees free healthcare. Orders PENCOM, PTAD to implement 20% pension increase. Asks PENCOM to resolve long-standing police pension issue. And these are all these things here. We've talked about them. Talk about police who giving their lives. That's according to what the president also said. How can people give their life, the service to the nation, and they're not well taken care of? Those who are low earners when it comes to public service, they should also have access to free medical care. That's something that we've been clamoring for. I
think a week or two from now, Mr. President should ask those agencies, how far have you gone with the directive I gave 2 weeks ago about the increment of pensions for these people? And what about their free medical care? Is it happening? Because Mr. President can come out and say this, which to me is fantastic. It shows political will that previous administrations have not been able to muster. And he has done it. But it needs supervision. We need to see that it wasn't just a directive given and the civil servants do all their red tapeism and it takes another 5-6 months for implementation. So I would like a situation where Mr. President, 2 weeks from now, through maybe one of his aides, ask those agencies, how far have you gone with this thing? Have you started paying those the 20% increment of pensions to these people? What about the medical thing I talked about? Look, Mr. President says something. That thing should happen. But we see civil servants saying, because of this, we've not gotten this signature, this person is not on seat, and so on. And the thing is delayed over and over and over again. I hope that doesn't happen this time.
Yes, Veronica. Let's move on to the next paper. I know you would like to say something. All right, quickly.
On this, it's part of the government's social protection agenda, and it's talking about especially those who have limited means. But the majority of Nigerians will tell you that we are under that net. That we all have limited means. Right now, we are limited in our means for survival and everything. So everybody should be under that net. I am saying basically that it should be defined. It should be defined. Those who we are talking about in terms of ensuring this net that government is trying to put some persons under.
That's right.
That we should define it and ensure that we can be strategic with it, because you need data to be able to achieve anything you want to do regarding this and implementation. So what data do we even have in the first place? Who are the poorest of the poor that we used to talk about some years ago before this government came in, that needed this social protection that the government is trying to implement? That's what it's trying to do. But if we do not have it defined, everybody will tell you, we are under this net. Cover us, please.
Well, in this case, it is, he said it's for federal retirees. So it sort of defines it a little, to an extent.
It's not enough.
But beyond that, so that's where the state comes in as well. People who are serving the state, how do we ensure that they have health insurance?
Data?
But data is very key.
Yes, data is very key. And I would like to say that state governments, that should be their headache, to take care of their own workers the way the federal government has done with federal workers.
Let's move on. All right, the Guardian newspaper. First Lady's humanitarian donations hit 12.9 billion naira in 2 years, and emphasis mine humongous. 12 billion naira, or whopping 12.9 billion naira, and some of these are help for health, disability empowerment, internally displaced persons, education and arts, military families and widows, women traders. This is something that is very, very laudable, because it's one thing for government to spend money, maybe in your pocket or out of pocket or anything. It's another thing for it to be channeled into humanitarian cause.
Absolutely.
That's what I just wanted to say. 12 point something billion is a lot of money. We should have by now seen the effect of that money, because she didn't just give 12 point something billion to one organization.
That's 13 billion.
Let's call it 13.
Round it off. Yeah.
It's spread out. Look at what happened in Benue State. She dropped the 1 billion today. Tomorrow there's a protest. Yesterday or so it was in Mokwa, and I hope we have results coming out of this thing. It is fantastic for the First Lady to do this. Yeah. Everybody loves the idea that she's doing this. But let the money go down to the people that she actually donated these monies to. That is where the question mark is.
So it is very important for the government to also follow the money.
Yes. Absolutely. Government should follow the money, because these monies cannot just go down. 12.9 billion can do a lot in turning things around. It's huge, as like we said. Yeah. And so the governments who have been collecting these monies on behalf of certain persons, be it in the areas of health, disability empowerment, internally displaced persons, name it. These persons that collected these monies should be held accountable. Let's see some level of transparency. At least. Moving forward, in 2 years, 12.9, where is it? What was this money used for? So that she can know where else to channel her monies to, because these monies were personally sourced. It is not government's money. Yeah. It is part of the Renewed Hope agenda, and that she has been driving
initiative
and all of that she has been driving, a pet project of hers. So it's important that accountability is seen, so that she can now channel monies to other places that need critical attention.
I want to believe that due diligence has been done before they arrive at the figures they give up, and then they ensure that these monies go to the hands of people who will disperse them, efficiently. Right, now the Daily Times, insurgency, 24,000 still missing in the Northeast. That's according to ICRC. We saw that one of these Boko Haram, what's his name? Bello Turji, laid down his arms, some of his arms, so to speak, and we still have issues of people still missing. Some of them might not be found again.
But with conditions.
Yeah, with conditions.
Right, that has to be stated.
Yeah, because that move was negotiated.
Right.
That is the part that really makes me wonder. Negotiate? I thought we had a national policy that the government doesn't negotiate with terrorists, or is it just the United States of America?
But it could be like a banana tree, where when you cut off the mother, it has children, it has offshoots again. So meaning that sometimes you just need the non-kinetic approach. Let's talk about it, because even if you take him out, he has a lot of proteges and some people who are interested in causing problem in the country who might spring up again.
Okay. 24,000.
24,000 people missing. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. What about, let us look at the kinetic strategy.
Yeah.
You want to tell me that our intelligence and our military doesn't know where these guys are, doesn't understand their structure, and have not come up with a plan on how to dislodge them permanently?
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. This Nigerian News Direct saying that no coronations in ADC, 2027 ticket and open fight. That's according to article. We have Honorable Leke Abejide, who is saying that he's going to take them to court, that they should go back to their original party, which is ADA, the ADA. But this is much more important now, Veronica. Taraba, 8 months without deputy governor. Because the deputy governor is ill and 8 months is not been in office. This is when we say accountability, responsibility should also come to play, where if you're not able to discharge your duties, Why don't you leave the room?
Just step aside, right? But that does not happen in Nigeria, like you know.
That's
and so that's why we are seeing persons raise eyebrows regarding where his whereabouts, the fact that, yes, we know he's ill, he's indisposed, and all that is happening. Perhaps the people are not having getting the necessary information they need regarding him, and so that's why they are beginning to speak up as that, you know, nature abhors a vacuum. So if you are not speaking, other things will fill up that vacuum that you have left. So what really is the direction the state government intends to go regarding his duties, who have even been carrying out his duties in the first place for the past 8 months? What is the decision to perhaps say, okay, you can step in acting capacity, whatever it is that the state government needs to do, because that office or that position needs someone to standing there. People are asking questions. The people of the state are asking questions, and they need answers. So the state government needs to know how to strategically communicate with the people and move on with them, because this matter needs to be sorted and settled once for all. Right.
So let's move on to leadership newspaper, Itoma. Jonathan chickened out of reforming PDP. That's a new book, you know, saying that there was this lovely proposal made to former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan that the party members should be the one funding this party, paying 1,000 naira as due, and then 1,000 naira for like 1,000 persons. Is it 10,000 persons? So amounting to billions of naira, and that's enough. But the heavyweights, the deep pockets among the governors, you know, kicked it out, and Jonathan didn't do anything. And that's talking about internal party democracy.
At times, I wonder how people will see such beautiful ideas and then just push it away. You know, it goes to show that the 1% of the 1% are still very strong. All right? Yeah. Now, if everybody, when we do that, there's going to be chaos. You know, if everybody has a say, there's going to be chaos and so on and so forth. And then the guy kept dilly-dallying until he left office. You know, but would that have solved the problems of the PDP? I don't think so.
You know, when you are the financier or the financiers, if they are the people, the members of the party, they'll have a whole lot of say, but not, you know, just few microcosm of the party now calling the shots, saying, yeah, these are the deep pockets that they determine what happens in the party.
Well, that's what's happening. Unfortunately, they are the ones determining what happens in the party. Although we are not members of the party and cannot categorically say that it is true, but those are the reports we are getting from the party and people within the party. But for whatever it is, if he chickened out, he knew why he had to chicken out.
But the thing is, this should not be about the PDP alone. It should be the same with the APC, the Labour Party. The people, the members should be the financiers.
Well, rather than, the parties will decide how they get financed.
As long as there's money.
At the end of the day, that's
the major thing is there are those who have the monies and would want to step forward.
That should be an addition.
To contribute to... No, because they want to use that to negotiate. That is what it is always about. They can determine what happens in the party. Now, do they give room for others to contribute? How much are you even bringing to the table? Or how much do you have that you want to bring to the table?
Ask me first.
That's what I'm asking you now. How much do you have that you want to bring to the table?
All right, Veronica, Sport Live. Besiktas pays 9.5 million euros for Ndidi. Eagle Star set for medical today. I think we have about a minute to go.
Yeah, he's leaving Leicester City. Wilfred Ndidi for Besiktas. I like the fact that Nigerian players are getting their attention. We've been talking about Osimhen and his 50 million euros deal, above 50 million euros deal and all of that. And we also saw another person recently who had a deal too with another club. Well, I like it for Wilfred Ndidi and the fact that he's moving to Besiktas. He has not, in Leicester City, there's been a struggle and he just wanted out. But here we are now. He's doing his medicals. Kudos to him. We wish him all the best.
Absolutely. I love the fact that, you know, when we talk about Nigerians, you know, moving from one, you know, club to the other, it shows that we're not just exporting, you know, talents. We have talents who are doing the doings, you know, doing well.
Delivering value.
Delivering value, you know, not just home, but abroad. But we also need them to play better when it comes to supporting our own country, patriotic-wise. All right, that's about it for the newspapers up for review this morning. We believe that you've been updated. Coming up on TVC Breakfast, as fuel prices rise, Plateau State turns to rail transportation to ease the burden on commuters. Stay with us.